everybody. This is Floyd Gibbons, your headline hunter, hunting for the headlines in your life. Your own true adventures taken from your letters to me and dramatized on the screen by Warner Brothers. Gosh, Lieutenant, you don't know what a kick I get out of this. You know, I am the original CCC fan.
Well, we're mighty glad to have you here, Floyd.
Thanks, old man. Thanks very much. Tell me, how many men have you got in camp?
Well, there's about 200 men to a camp, and over 1,500 camps throughout the country.
That's 300,000 men. They're certainly a fine, healthy-looking crew. I never saw a better-looking gang than this. But you know, Lieutenant, I was just thinking about what happened to fine youngsters like these before the days of CCC.
Well, I guess they're too young to know much about those days. I wonder if you couldn't tell them a story about them.
Gladly, I'd only be too glad.
You hear that, fellas? As camp commander, I'm going to make Floyd Gibbons pay for his dinner with a story. Are you ready?
You bet.
All right, boys, gather around.
Right.
Make yourselves comfortable and quiet.
This story was written to me by a young fellow named Vincent Bader. And our story starts in the big city of Chicago, my old hometown. The time is 7 years ago. Depression is sweeping the world. Thousands of kids down on their luck through no fault of theirs are being swept ruthlessly into the gutter of despair. And Vincent Bader is one of them. All the kid wants is a job, but the dice are loaded against him. You know, it's pretty tough looking for a job that doesn't exist. The spirit says keep going, but the old corn says stop. For no job, well, it means no dough, and that bankroll is getting as thin as the soles of his shoes. Vince is counting it over for the 10th time. Maybe he forgot a dime or two. Nope, it isn't any bigger. Just $7.82 all told. Next week's room rent will be due in a couple of days. He doesn't want his roommate stuck with that.
Hello, kid.
Hello.
Any luck?
Say, anybody gave me a break, I think I'd faint.
Come on, buck up. Let's go over to Joe's Grill and get something to eat.
Look, Mac, I was just playing banker when you came in. I've got to take it awful easy, baby.
Forget about it. I've still got a job, and as long as I've got dough, we'll eat.
Thanks, Mac. I think I would get out of this town.
What do you mean? Where do you think you'll go?
I don't know. Out west someplace, I guess.
How do you think you'll get there?
I can hitchhike or hop a freight.
Did you ever try it?
No.
It's a lot tougher than it sounds. Anyhow, if you did get out there, what would you do?
Well, they say there's a lot of work in the new oil fields.
Oh, forget about it. Come on, let's go over to Joe's and oil up the old engine with some food, and we can talk about it later.
Thanks, Mac. You're a great guy. You go on over and wait for me. I want to clean up a little bit first.
Okay, I'll see you over there.
Believe me, I know just how Vince feels. Plenty worried. I've been up against the same thing myself. A fella gets so that he don't know, well, he don't know which way to turn. Vince knows that Mac would give him the shirt off his back, but Mac isn't making enough for two. And anyway, Vince isn't the kind of a guy to take advantage of a pal. Funny how we all head west when things get tough. Vince didn't have the price to pay his fare, so like thousands of other kids up against it, he just beat his way across the country. It's pretty tough going in boxcars and plenty dangerous too. And many a young fellow out looking for adventure on the fast freights has left a leg or an arm along the roadbed or found even death waiting around the curb. It wasn't many days before Vince could hop a freight with the best of them. But believe me, you don't get the best service on those side door Pullmans. And there's no question about it, you don't always meet the best people.
You in, Dad?
Yeah, ever since we crossed that bridge over the river.
Well, it's still dark. I guess I didn't see it.
Say, you're kind of new at this, ain't you?
Oh, I don't know. I've been traveling about 10 days.
You got any dough?
Spent my last dime 2 days ago.
You ain't been eating since?
A woman gave me a sandwich night before last.
Man, oh man, I'm so hungry. My stomach's sticking to my backbone.
Yeah, I know how you feel. I got set to hop off. We're pulling into the yard.
Yeah, man, let's get going.
When them railroad bulls catches you, he ain't gonna handle you with no kid gloves. you're going?
No place.
Listen, Paul, you know you got no business on railroad property.
I'm not doing anything.
Oh, you're not, eh? Oh, I'm trying to get tough, eh? Gosh, that bump on Vince's head feels as big as a hen's egg. But you can't eat that kind of an egg, and Vince just has to eat. If you've ever been hungry, you know what I mean. Vince is willing to work, but luck just seems to be against him. He thinks the people out west are hard-hearted, but what he does not know is that these people have reason to be. You see, hundreds of hungry men, good and bad, have been making this little junction town a dropping-off place. Robberies and even worse have aroused the tempers of the townspeople. Right this minute, a group of citizens are excitedly talking over an event of the night before.
Poor old Ed. What do you think they did it for?
Gosh, I don't know. They must have been after his money, I guess.
You bet. I've seen a bunch of those hobos coming into this town that would kill a man for a drink.
Every tired step Vince takes is bringing him nearer to his fate, but he doesn't know it. All he's thinking of is food. Gosh, wouldn't a big steak go swell, smothered in onions with fried potatoes and a cup of coffee? Uh-oh. What's that? Could his luck really be changing? Better take a look and see. A pocketbook. Boy, he can almost smell that steak cooking. Papers. More papers. There ought to be some money. Nope, not a cent. Heck, he might have known. Just his luck. Wait a minute. That leather wallet might be worth something. Maybe he can trade it for a hamburger and a cup of coffee.
Did the sheriff get back yet?
Yeah, he caught the fella he was looking for, but he had nothing to do with killing Ed. Why, that fella had a perfect, airtight alibi.
Say, I heard there were two fellas over at Ed's getting gas just before he was killed.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're holding him over at Imperial.
Holding them. They ought to shoot him.
Say, mister. I'm hungry and I'm broke.
Nah, can't do nothing for you today.
Well, I thought maybe this might be good for some coffee and donuts. It's real leather.
Hey, stranger, where did you get this?
I found it.
Oh, you found it, eh?
Yeah.
I see. I see. Sit down for a minute. Hey, Bill, look here. Did you ever see that before?
Sure. That's Ed Franklin's wallet.
Sure it is.
Where'd you get it?
That guy there wanted to put it up for some food. Just wait a few minutes, young man. Don't let him get out of here. I'm going to go across the street to the sheriff's office.
Say, Bill, you better take it on the lam.
Why?
Well, they're pretty tough on bows in this town, so beat it before you get 10 days in the locker.
Vince wonders what's up. He knows he hasn't done anything wrong, but he's scared. Nobody likes to get in a jam in a strange town, so the poor, half-starved guy makes the worst mistake an innocent man can make.
Hey, you! Wait a minute! Hey, wait a minute! Come on, police!
What's the
What's going on here? This guy had Ed Franklin's wallet. What?
Yeah, he tried to get away.
Well, he won't get away now.
Let go of me!
Yeah? You're coming over to the sheriff's office with me.
Get him!
I didn't do anything! What's the trouble? He's the fellow that murdered Ed.
Let's get him over to the jail.
Yeah, nothing. We'll take care of him.
Don't bring him up. Come on, boys. What's the trouble? We'll take care of this. This is the guy that got Ed Franklin. Oh, let the law. Get the sheriff.
Okay, Chief. Come on. Stand back, will you?
What a spot for Vince. Mob rule is dynamite. You know, many an innocent man has been the victim of an excited mob. And these fellows mean business, I tell you. You can't blame them much. A fellow citizen, a friend of theirs, has been brutally murdered, and they think they've got the killer in their hands. Gosh, that sheriff better hurry.
Come on, follow me. What did it tell you? Come on.
Hold on. Where'd you get it? He had Franklin's wallet.
Yeah, trying to palm it off for something to eat.
I told you I found that wallet. I never even saw this Franklin guy they're talking about.
I saw a fella look just like him hanging around Ed's place last night.
That wasn't me.
Well, where were you at 2 o'clock this morning?
I was in a boxcar going through Arizona.
Says you. What time did you get in town?
I don't know. About 5 o'clock this morning, I guess.
Pick Carter. He might know. I saw him over the pool room about 5 minutes ago.
Hurry up. Looks like you're going to have a pretty tough time proving your alibi.
I guess I could if I could find some of the fellows I came in with.
Yeah, sure. We'd believe them. Hey, Carter. Come here. Carter, you ever see this fellow before?
Never saw him in my life.
Wait a minute. Aren't you one of those railroad policemen?
Yeah?
Sure, I've seen you before. I saw you this morning.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Remember, you grabbed a guy that hopped off the westbound early this morning?
Yeah, but it wasn't you.
It was me. Remember, you grabbed me and I tried to get away and you socked me.
Wise guy. Maybe you seen you sock somebody else.
No, it was me and I can prove it. You hit the guy in the head, didn't you?
I'll say I did.
Well, what do you think that looks like?
Well, yeah. Well, I remember now. Well, you had your hat off. Yeah, this is the guy.
Boy, oh boy, what a load off of Vince's mind. And I guess the fellows were almighty glad that they hadn't made a serious mistake. The boys made up for all the trouble that they'd caused Vince, and in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, he was headed for that big steak with all the trimmings. Vince says it was the best meal that he's had in his life. That is, except the one that he's just had with you fellows here tonight.
Tonight?
Is he here now?
Is he here? There he is.
This is a surprise.
Yes, sir, and Warner Brothers brought him all the way from his home in Blue Island, Illinois, and he didn't ride in any side door Pullman either. Come over here, Vince. I want you to take a bow.
Oh, come on, tell us all about it. Go ahead.
Well, I can't make a speech, but I can say that my adventure story was dramatized just like it happened to me, and exactly as I wrote it to Mr. Gibbons.
And by the way, Vince, have you got a job now?
Well, yes, I'm a railroad detective.
A railroad detective. That's life for you. Don't sock me with that blackjack.
Oh, I never carry one.
Swell. And that's all for today. But don't forget, I'll be back soon in the same theater with another thrilling true adventure. And until then, this is Floyd Gibbons wishing you happy adventure.